Morning. First of all, let me start by saying, excuse me if I look pretty rough and sound rough. I don't know why, but I've woke up this morning feeling, yeah, not on the fresh side. I don't know why, whether I'm coming down with something, I don't know. The purpose of this video, really, is to show you about this preset pack that I'm going to be releasing. It's roughly around 400 presets and also a workflow of basically just a quicker way to process some of your photos. Before I go into that, let me first say about presets. Presets are not the end all of all problems for your photos. If you take a photo, don't just think you can just apply a preset and it'll be done. A preset is just kind of a starting block in my opinion. And what I normally do is I normally edit a photo to where I kind of think that's kind of it. And then I'll skip through all my presets, or not all of them, some of them, just to see if it changes the tones, the lights, the textures, just to see if it comes up with some kind of different outcome to what I've already processed the photo at. And then that outcome I might like, and I might think to myself, do you know what? I'm going to incorporate that into my edited photo. So what I might do is I might apply that preset and then I might tone it right down, or I might just change a few tweaks. So it's kind of like a template you can put over the top of your photos that you can kind of tweak. That's my interpretation of presets. So don't think that you can just apply that preset and it's the end of your processing. It doesn't work like that. Before I go into the presets, I just also wanted to show you how I edit one of the photos using the kind of workflow system that I've kind of set up, which I will also be incorporating into my preset pack. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump in straight away and show you how I edit one of the photos using the presets and the workflow. So I'll jump straight into it. Okay, so this is the photo I want to use to show you my workflow. This is a photo I took at the Roaches. It's not the best composition, but I think it'll work for demonstration purposes. This is the first photo I took with all the settings right on the camera. So you can see I haven't clipped the highlights and I haven't crushed the blacks. But I also used exposure bracketing on this, and I've got my camera set up to exposure bracket at 2 steps either way. So it'll be 2 steps lighter and 2 steps, 2 steps darker. So the first thing you want to do is highlight all 3 and then right click, photo merge, HDR. That will merge all of those 3 photos together and give you a high definition image of the 3 using the darks and the lights. And that's the preview. Now, for this occasion, I'm just going to use the auto settings. You don't have to do that, you can do it all yourself, but we'll do it in the auto settings. So then I'll press merge, and that will create the HDR image at the top. And straight away, I think that's too vibrant for me. So I'm going to turn the vibrance down to something like around about there. And then I'm just going to adjust where it's kind of clipped either side. So I'll bring the exposure down just a little bit and the highlights, and then I'll bring the blacks up a bit to around about there. So you can see now I'm not crushing the blacks and I haven't gone over the highlights. Now the first thing I want to show you is with this preset pack, I've got various different presets and also a kind of workflow. So that starting off with the appearance mode here, I can go to file prep, and by clicking on that, what it does is it corrects the lens correction. So it automatically clicks remove chromatic aberration and enable the profile corrections. So it was taken on the Sigma 24 to 70, and it's kind of enabled that photo to understand what it was taken on. Next thing, I can go down to dynamic range. So that increases the dynamic range, or I can heavily increase the dynamic range. Basic in adjustments boost will boost that up a little bit, and then I can apply faded blacks if that's what I want to do. It's got an adjustable soft vignette. You can see it puts a vignette, or you can have a heavy vignette, but we'll come back to those in a bit. Adjustable sky ND filter, an adjustable soft filter, and what that does, it's all in the kind of the middle there. If I click on that again, you'll see that bit go lighter in the middle. Now all of these filters are adjustable, so let's just say we use the adjustable soft vignette. So if I click on that, that's applied that to that image. Now if I go up to the masking tool and click on that, you will see that's where that soft vignette has been applied. Now obviously I can go into that and make any adjustments. So if I click on the mask, I can change the amount or the exposure if I want. So yeah, each one of these are all fully adjustable. So we'll click on that and leave it at that. So clicking back onto the photo, we also have vibrant sky, warm highlights, cool shadows, clarifying. I've put one of the color grade options in there, strong contrast and strong sharpening. Now there's another way of controlling the amount these go. So say for instance you apply the clarifying and you think, yeah, I kind of like that, but it's way too much. If you just go to the amount at the top here and drop that right down, you can apply as much as you want. So once I've kind of gone through those and applied kind of quick little steps that I want, then I can go down to the appearance After Effects. Now the way this works is most of these are kind of like vignettes or darkening. So you can darken both sides even more. Top and foreground darken. You can add center light, directional light, change the colors. So there's quite a lot of quick appearance After Effects in here. So if I click off that, and then obviously you have what I've classed as A1 quick auto fixes. Now these kind of are quick fixes that don't really do that much to the photo, but kind of help you out and might put you right in the right direction straight away. So these are the kind of quick fixes that I use just as starting blocks really. They're kind of like, well, they are presets, but they're kind of very minimal. So those are quite handy. And then you have the different kind of presets as such. So if I just lighten this up a little bit, kind of like autumn, forest presets. Mountain and valleys. And then I also have 4 different kind of landscape presets, well, collections of presets, and I've tried to kind of put those in colour as much as I can. Now it doesn't always work. Now I've called this blues because you'll see most of the tones are kind of bluish. and I also have greens. And reds and yellows. Another thing I'll be including in the preset pack are moody and dark tones. So if I increase that right up and then show you what these do, these are kind of like really dark and moody, but obviously, as I said, they're all like adjustable, so obviously that puts that as that straight away, but you can bring the amount down as much as you want. And going back to what I said, these are just kind of starting blocks really for starting you off. They're not like a one-click fix. And then I have a selection of street presets. One that I've called Summer Blues. Although on this they look pretty green. Twin tones, which are mainly just two tones on their own. Visualize, which are a bit more extreme. And finally, I have what I called extreme. I haven't really counted them all up yet to find out exactly how many there is, but there is a fair few. I'm guessing roughly around 400 different presets. So I'm going to be putting this big preset pack all for sale for the price of £10. I don't have a website where you can actually purchase these from direct, so if you email me, I will give you payment details, and if you send the payment to me, once you've sent me the payment, I'll send you a link to a Dropbox link, and then that will be shared with you. You can go straight into the Dropbox link and download all of these packs, all of these presets, and all of this complete workflow. So if I go back now and reset that image, and I'm going to just show you quickly how I would edit that photo. So starting back off again, let's increase the blacks to around about there and add a little tiny bit of clarity, bring out the shadows, and then go straight back into appearance. I'm going to add some heavy dynamic range, a little bit of basic adjustment boost, a soft vignette, but what I want to do with that is I'm going to go into the mask there, and you can see it's kind of added onto there on the rock, which I don't want it to do. So what I'm going to do is, if I click on the mask, subtract with brush, and I'm just going to lower the flow. I'm going to paint over that because I don't want that to be too dark. I'm also going to just go over the flowers because I don't want those included in the vignette as much. What I'll do then is I'll click back on the edit, try the soft glow. Yeah, I think I like that. So I'll add the soft glow, and I'm going to add the clarifying effect, but I'm going to turn it right down. With this now, I'm just going to increase the exposure and the dehaze a little tiny bit. And I just want to sort out the sky a little bit more. So I'm going to use another mask and I will select sky. And I just want to lower the exposure a little bit and add a little bit of clarity and texture. And then from that now, I just want to go and send it into Photoshop to do a little bit of dodging and burning. So right click, editing Photoshop. Straight away, I'm going to duplicate the layer. I'm going to use the dodge brush, increase that a little bit, keep it on the mid-tones and the exposure at 38%. I'm just going to brush over some of the brighter bits. I just want to kind of make pop a little bit more. Something like that. As you can see, there's a person standing there and I don't want them in. So I'm going to use just the remove tool for this. Increase the brush size and just paint over that person. That'll do. And then I just want to sharpen some of the background a little bit. And maybe do a little bit of dodging and burning on some of the background. Now do the burn. That was the dodging before. And I'm just going to burn some of the shadows. It's a bit much. Turn the exposure down. And I think that's all I'm going to do right here. So file, save. So once that's opened back up in Photoshop, I can then also apply some light. So using these center lights, horizontal lights, I can apply light to where I want it to kind of pop a little bit more. I think from the left side lower, something like that. But again, all these are adjustable. So if you go into the masking, there it is, and you can obviously drag that around, intensify it or lower it, whatever you want. And I think that's about it. I'm just going to increase the blacks a little bit. And I might add a bit more of a heavy vignette because it's quite a moody shot. Now I'll add the soft vignette and then bring up the whites a little bit, clarity, and maybe the blues a little bit more at the top. And that's about it really. Like I said, I just wanted to just roughly throw you through the presets and to show you what they can do. So this is kind of like the final and the original. If I compare the two, that was the HDR that was blended from the 3, and that's kind of my kind of quick finished little edit using the workflow and the presets. So that's it. It took a little bit longer than what I wanted really to kind of show you how the presets and the workflow works, but it kind of quickens up a lot of the hassle of adding radial filters and moving them around. It's kind of all really done and kind of tells you what that radial filter will do. You just adjust it yourself, and there's so many presets to choose from. You can tweak them, boost them, lower them. Like I said, they're all starting blocks. I've explained where you can get that from. I will leave a link in the description below. If you're interested in buying that, just get in touch with me and we can sort all that out. Like I said, I was going to give these away, but I thought I've put a lot of effort into them, so I'll make a little bit of money towards it. If I sell them, I sell them. If I don't, I don't. I'm not that bothered. But some people have asked me in the past if they can buy my presets, so I thought I'd put it together, and here they are. So thanks for watching. Until next time.